Hey team, all right, open 24.1 is here, and let's go through some of the points of this workout. First of all, overview, we have a 21:59 new kind of version because we're doing 21, 21, 21, 21 of first dumbbell snatches and burpees into 15, 15, 15, 15 of the same 9, 9, 9, 9. In total, we're looking at 90 reps of burpees, 90 reps of dumbbell snatches. Now, this workout is mostly about those burpees and how efficiently we move in those burpees. So be prepared for doing those burpees. Most people will start too hot in the first rounds of 21. So be aware of that. In the first rounds, you probably don't want to push it too hard, especially if you know that you're not good at burpees. If you're very good at burpees, you definitely want to find that fine limit. You're going to try to go as hard as you can all the way through. The dumbbells are not so many, and it's not so heavy even for most people. But if this is a heavier weight for you, it will definitely slow you down. So let's look a bit on the movement standards for this workout. So first of all, the burpee has to be at the side of the dumbbell, like you see here. You start from the top. You can step out or jump back. And you're going to have to bring your chest all the way to the floor and then come up. And to count that burpee, you need to jump over to the other side. You can jump with both feet, or you can jump like that, but you have to land on the other side to make it count. So think about that, especially the last burpee. When you're tired, you might not just take that last jump and then that score gets invalid. All right, from the movement standards when it comes to the dumbbells, both heads of the dumbbell have to be touching the floor, and we have to go all the way to full extension overhead. We are not allowed to have bent knees or bent arms on top, and it's going to be invalidated if I'm only touching one head. So I need to touch both heads of the dumbbell overhead. All reps are performed on one side for each round, so we're not shifting hands. So this is a bit of a new standard for the Open this year. Okay, let's look into a bit of efficiency tips when it comes to doing those burpees, doing those dumbbell snatches. When it comes to the burpees, you actually want to have your hands coming in front of the dumbbell. For the jump to be valid, we need to jump over the dumbbell. I cannot jump in front or behind it. So think about having it as easy as possible for you to get your feet up to the dumbbell. All right, so your hands should be somewhere in front of the dumbbell. And here is my tip. You want to have some kind of mark. It might be a line in the floor. So I would probably have this line in the floor. That's where I'm going to put my hands each time. And then when I come up, I'm going to step up to the dumbbell. And now it's easy to jump over that one. All right. When you step up, you can think about the position of your feet when you step up. So one good way to do this is to take first your outer foot, inner foot, jump. This kind of brings you into that momentum already to lean into the side that you're jumping over. But if it gets too complicated, just skip that. All right. For the burpees, I strongly suggest trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. I'll show you from the side. So if I do my burpees like this, I'm hinging, stepping out, big step, other step. I'm moving the most efficiently. I might even be a bit wider in my stance to make that possible. One common mistake here is dropping down into squat and jumping out, jumping up into squat, standing up. Basically, you did 2 squats and a burpee. So if we can avoid that, that's going to be great. So good mobility is going to help having that kind of hip hinge warmed up. And when it comes to the burpee itself, when you get down to the floor, what you also want to avoid is to worm yourself too much. That means stepping out, worming yourself down, worming yourself up. You're doing two worms. If you can, you want to drop your chest first. So that looks like following. So you're going to come down, drop, come down. Now, obviously, depending on your arm strength, if you can do that too. All right, dumbbell snatches. First year we had dumbbell snatches, people got like the hunchback of Notre Dame syndrome. Their backs got blown out. And the combination of burpees and those snatches will fatigue your lower back. So having good warm up and good mobility will help. But yeah, when we do those snatches, we want to think about keeping our chest as proud as possible. And if we can, we're going to keep those legs as straight as possible and keep that dumbbell as close to the body as possible and try to move smoothly in those dumbbells. Breathing, make sure we're breathing because the burpees make it harder to breathe. So in those dumbbell snatches, we want to see and try to focus on getting some breathing in. All right, if you start to feel like your lower back is fatigued, or if you know that you already have lower back problems, you definitely want to start to utilize more of a squat snatch, and even starting to utilize a power snatch. So if you can, you're going to do muscle snatch, but if it gets heavy, you can do a power snatch. Just drop in below that dumbbell a bit. All right. I talked a bit about like the mobility and preparation. So what you want to do, you want to prep as much of that hip hinging as possible. So stretching hamstrings, but also doing a lot of like dynamic stretching to warm up those tissues. You want to have as much blood flow as possible in that area. Don't fatigue yourself too much. You can do banded hip distractions. We have videos on those. And then it comes to getting your heart rate and lungs warmed up. So you need to push yourself a bit prior to this workout to really expand your lungs and get all the blood vessels working in your lungs too, because you're going to need a full functioning system for this workout. And after the workout, you're going to probably be very fatigued, and you're going to be, tired. It's important to still move a bit, get a small cool down, and especially if your lower back is tired, one good thing you can do to restore and get that back in a good position again is actually just to spend some time in something like a Sphinx pose, or even just in a seal pose. If that is not comfortable for you, you can obviously turn over and try to do some of the McGill exercises where you put your hand below your lower back and try to push your spine upwards actually, and at the same time as you're breathing out there. But yeah, what you probably don't want to do, and this might come as a surprise, is trying to do a lot of this and rotating stuff. And hear me out, what you're doing when you do that, it might feel good right at the moment, but it might be counterproductive because we are actually opening up the spine even more. So if you have anything going on there, you might actually be able, you might even overstretch some of the tendons and stuff like that. Worst case scenario, a disc, and you don't want that to happen. So those are some of the things to think about when it comes to this workout. We saw the world's best people, they did this in like 6 minutes. good expectation for us normal people. See if we can get it done in 10 to 12 minutes. That's going to be awesome. All right, you guys rock, and see you in the open.